as requested by Mr. 39. A family of 3 lived in the woods. There was a girl, 5 years old, bright and cheerful as the morning sun. Her mother, a kind woman, dutiful, and her father, who was often very silent. The girl loved her parents, and she loved the woods that they lived in. They lived a very simple life. Her father would go out, chop trees. He would gather the wood that he managed to get and haul it off to market to get them food and clothing and whatever other necessities they might need. The girl didn't fear the woods or the animals within it. She knew how to deal with the bears and wolves and what other dangers she might come across. So it was much like her backyard. One day, the girl was traveling through the forest, and she came across a small lake. It was a beautiful place, serene. It seemed only birds visited the area, and their songs were sung from all around. The girl was surprised. She had never seen the lake before. She timidly walked up to it and looked down to it, and she saw a figure. "Hello," she said. The figure smiled back at her, but said nothing. "I have never met anything like you before. You're very beautiful." The figure continued to smile and say nothing, but the young girl believed that the figure knew what she was saying and understood. She talked to the figure for a time, and she went back to her home and talked to her mother about it. "Oh, Mother, I've seen the most beautiful figure out in the woods. It had long blonde hair, and it was just beautiful." The mother laughed at herself, and as she listened and the girl explained more, the mother realized what was happening. "Ah, that was a lake, little one. What you saw was your reflection in the lake." The child, stubborn, shook her head. No, no, no. It was listening to me, and it was smiling back at me as I talked to it, and it was the nicest partner." Her mother shrugged her shoulders and felt, okay, this wouldn't be a problem. And so the girl would go out and visit the lake, day after day, speaking with it. She now saw the figure in the lake as an embodiment of the actual lake itself. It was not simply a being as much as a great entity. And it was such a good listener. Sometime later, when the girl turned 6, she went back to the lake, tears in her eyes, the tears pouring down and adding to the water as she explained her story. Her mother was very sick. She was dying. And though she was young, she understood what that meant, for she had been explained it many times. She sat with the lake, and it kept her company. And after a time, she did go home, and life went on. After a few months, her mother died. She returned to the lake and said nothing. She only cried and felt comforted by its presence. She went home, she attended the funeral, and she stopped seeing the lake for a time. But when she was 8, she came back, tears in her eyes once again. "I'm sorry I haven't shown up for so long. It's been hard for me. My father, after my mother died, he wouldn't let me leave the house. When I asked why, he said that he was trying to protect me, but as time went on, it was not protection. He wasn't protecting me, he was the danger. Greater than any of the animals or any of the pitfalls in the forest. He has caused me so much pain. But you're still here for me, right?" As always, the lake smiled back at her, even as tears ran down her face. The lake smiled back at her, and it offered her a hand. The girl, still young, felt comfort in that lake, and she took the hand, and she walked through the shallows and into the deep. And forevermore, she was with the lake, and at peace. The end.